I'm Brittany Rizzo, and welcome to or back to My Only Friends. On today's episode, I got to know Whitt Laxson. Whitt Laxson is a TV producer and content creator based in Tampa, Florida. Since 2020, he's produced the lifestyle program Daytime at Tampa's NBC affiliate WFLA. He's also host of the Hillary Duff fan podcast, Duff Enough, and creator of Duff Enough Project on social media. Whitt is an avid moviegoer, a pop culture junkie, and a Disney theme park enthusiast. Whitt and I connected through social media a bit ago, and it's been so fun to share this new era of Hillary Duff together. If you're a Hillary fan and have been blasting luck or something, this one's for you. Please enjoy my conversation with Duff Enough host, Whitt Laxson. Oh my gosh. How are you? We're finally meeting.
I know, this is crazy. I haven't
I
done
know.
I haven't done this in forever. So,
Okay, and I want to talk about that because
okay.
that's literally how I found you. Okay, first of all, introduce yourself because
Okay.
I just have this, I'm jumping right in.
Okay, we're jumping right in. So we're
Yeah.
recording. You've already started the
Yes.
podcast. Well,
Yes.
hi. My name is
Hey.
Whitt, and I am the creator of a podcast called Duff Enough, which is the ultimate Hillary Duff fan podcast. And I did that podcast from 2020 to 2022. And I'm gonna do a new episode for Luck or Something. That's in the works, working on that. But I was so excited to get the invite from Brittany to come be on her show and talk a little about the album as well.
I know. Where are you based?
Okay,
Where do you live?
so based in Tampa, Florida. So I'm
Okay.
near Orlando and the theme parks. So a lot of my TikTok content is also Disney, but I try to keep it mostly Hillary Duff. The podcast ended in 2022, but I continued posting as kind of a fan page on Instagram, changed my TikTok to also be Hillary Duff content. So I have this very niche Hillary Duff content creator platform that's also a little bit of Disney in there.
Which I live for.
Oh,
Like quite literally live for.
yay.
I think that's what's so amazing about and I don't know if these newer artists have that. This like really diehard fan base that is full of like community. Like I feel like there are people who go so hard for the new pop girls, but it's kind of mean where like I mean, I remember after I went to the show, I texted you and I was like, it was like being in a pink fluffy cloud, like a pink fluffy dreamy cloud. And you were like, yes, that's exactly it. And so I think our little niche group is so fun. And like literally like we just started like respond like I remember when I saw her out, I you were like the first person. I was like, I need to tell Whit because who else is gonna be so excited about this? Like, nobody people in LA are like, yeah, I saw her else yesterday, but I'm like, I don't care, it's Hillary Duff. Like
I know. Yeah, I mean, that's been one of the best parts about doing Duff Enough. Duff Enough is because I've gotten to connect with so many fans around the world, like you. But it's been great. Like, that's been the best part. I think I said that on the last episode. I was like, this has been amazing to revisit Hillary's career, but truly the best part has been connecting with fans around the world. So,
so what
yeah.
was the moment you were like, I want to start a podcast about this?
Okay. So, by the way, can I ask, are we doing video for this too?
No, no, it's all
Okay,
audio.
great,
Yeah, yeah,
great.
yeah.
Well, for people listening, please know that I'm wearing my Hillary Duff mature tee. I also have my Small Rooms Big Nerves tour poster behind me, and my Hillary Duff poster from when I was 9 years old behind me as well.
I
So
have my stickers.
I'm,
I'm still deciding where to
yes,
put them.
visualize it, bringing lots of Hillary Duff energy
I
to the
know.
room. But I like when I was doing Duff Enough, video was not a thing that people did with their
Mm,
podcasts.
hmm.
So I'm like, I don't have a ring light. Nothing's happening today. But anyway, you asked about how or the moment that I decided I wanted to do a Hillary Duff podcast. So that happened. There were two things. I was listening to another podcast that two people who became my friends. Their names are Lauren and Jeanette, and they had a podcast called All That and a Bottle of Wine. And it is a 90s, early 2000s throwback podcast. They no longer do that, but they did a Hillary Duff episode, and I just wanted to like be a part of it. I wanted to keep interjecting into their conversation. So that planted the seed. Then when the Lizzie reboot was announced,
Mm.
and I will talk about this forever, but I was there at the D23 Expo in 2019.
Mm.
I know, which was at that point the best day of my life. It has
Yeah.
since been replaced by the Small Rooms Big Nerves tour night. But at that point, that was the best day of my life when Hillary came out for a surprise announcement about Lizzie McGuire coming back. That was the moment when I saw the excitement, not only by the people in the room, but just the way the internet reacted to that. It was like, oh, I have to do this. And I had already been doing, like, since I was probably like 15, I had been doing YouTube, and I had done a Disney podcast prior to that, so it just felt very much like a natural thing to, oh well, I've got to do Hillary Duff now too,
Hmm.
especially with this excitement about the Lizzie reboot. So that's what sparked it, and then pretty much right after that, I started working on it, and it started in early 2020. Yeah.
So you didn't know she was going to be at the D23.
No, nobody did. I had a hunch. I had a hunch because in some interviews, she had been dodging that question. I mean, I
Mm.
remember the beginning of 2019, she did an interview and she was at some event and they asked her if there had been any discussions, and she said, "Yes, there have been discussions." Then after that, she kept dodging the questions. And that summer of 2019, when she was on the Younger promo tour, she same thing. She was like, I can't say anything. And so I was like, I kept joking to my friend who was with me at the D23 Expo. I was like, Hillary's going to come out. Hillary's going to announce the Lizzie reboot. And the day of, it was like August 23rd, 2019. And that day, Hillary posted, "It's a good day to have a good day." And I showed
Obsessed
it
that
to
you
my friend.
remember the date, like to a
I
T.
do. It was the best day of my life. Come on. But I
That's
showed
so
it to my
funny.
friend, and I was like, that's a sign. This is happening. But we didn't really know. It was not
Right.
announced. And then I'll just tell the story really quick because it is so good. But we were sitting there, and this was for the presentation about Disney Plus, which was brand new at the time. It was not even out.
Wow.
And it was one of the first things they announced. I want to say like the second or third thing they started showing all these pictures, and actually the news leaked right before,
Mm.
so my phone was blowing up and I showed my friend and I was like, no way, this is real. And she was like, just calm down, it's okay. And then they started making, and at that point I was like, whatever is about to happen, I just need to be in this moment. And so then they started announcing about Lizzie McGuire. They were like, we're bringing back Lizzie McGuire. And people have probably seen the video at this point, but they put all these pictures of these young girls up on the screen. And they were like, we auditioned hundreds, thousands of girls, and we think we found the perfect girl to play Lizzie 2.0. And I'm getting mad at that point. I'm like, no way
I
are they
have goosebumps
rebooting.
all over my body right now
I know. But I'm like, no way are they rebooting Lizzie McGuire
without her.
without Hillary and making it about, bringing in a new girl to play the 13-year-old. And he was like, it was Gary Marsh, who was the president of Disney Channel, and he said, what makes this Lizzie so different is she grew up. And then he said, please welcome
Stop
the
it.
one, the only, the absolutely irreplaceable Lizzie McGuire herself, Hillary Duff. And she comes out on stage. The crowd went absolutely insane. I have chills now too.
I literally have
It
tears
was,
in my eyes and like goosebumps because I'm like, I can see the way you're telling it. I can see it all happening, and I just know you were probably like losing your freaking mind.
I was.
Oh my
I
God.
stood up and screamed. And the audience, it was electric because most of the people in there were that age. I mean,
Right.
it was definitely like a 20 to 30 something age group for the most part in that room of 10,000 people. So it was so, so, so exciting for her to come out there and be so excited about it. It just felt like the best time. It was, and then of course everything went down,
I
and
know.
now it's a little traumatic. I'm like, ooh, the trauma.
Yeah.
But I still like hold that as a very special memory. And honestly, since Luck or Something, since this happened, a lot of that feels healed. A lot of the Lizzie reboot feels healed for me.
It is a lesson in like you really like because who knows, we might not have been getting this experience with one another or with this new music or with how well she's doing now if Lizzie McGuire happened, you know?
Yeah.
And but then it's also just so sad because obviously on the heels of the passing of Robert and you know, like who knows what it's just your brain just goes like, well, without this wouldn't have happened without this. And it's like everything is so interwoven in the universe and it all does work out the way that it's supposed to in the end when it comes to your life. But yeah, like who knows, maybe we wouldn't be like eating up this new music right now if Lizzie had happened. But I think about what an amazing show that would have been every day. Like I get so when even like those first pictures of her back in like the Lizzie like wardrobe and hair and like cool beads in her hair and all of it, I was just like, oh my God, this is gonna be amazing. And really, I mean, like you said, she was like kicking off Disney Plus. That was the reason I was excited to get Disney Plus is to watch the Lizzie McGuire reboot. And after that wasn't coming out, I was like, I don't need this. And I still don't have my own account. I'm like,
That
nope.
is why I, and many people, but I walked out of the panel or the presentation and went and signed up for the 3-year package. I was like, yes,
Yeah.
sign me up. You got me.
Literally. Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, so tell me though, because obviously, like I'm a young girl and I'm watching Lizzie McGuire and I'm relating so much to her. What was it about Lizzie when you were younger that you related to that like sparked your interest in Hillary at first?
I mean, here I was, this little gay boy, and I think so many other gay male Hillary fans had that moment where it just clicked and it was like this hyper like girly girl who's on our screen, and
Mm-hmm.
I think there was just something so enthralling about that. And so I immediately connected with her, and you did send me some pre-interview questions talking about like or asking about when was the moment, and that's really hard to pinpoint, but I thought about it, when was the moment that I connected with her or felt like I related to her? And it was probably, I mean, I definitely clicked with her with the first episode that aired, which was Rumors, where Lizzie accidentally starts the rumor about Kate stuffing her bra. But something in that episode I definitely connected to. But the second episode where that aired, which
Were you
was
stuffing your bra with?
no, I was not stuffing my bra. The Picture Day episode. So
Picture Day
Picture
episode is
Day,
so good.
it is. I mean, truly, that was such a great episode to start. That was technically the original premiere date,
Yeah,
but that episode when she was talking about her love for Britney Spears, and I had such a love for Britney
juicy.
Spears, and it was just like, okay, oh look, you're wearing a
It's my
Britney shirt
shirt.
today.
I've got three Britneys on. You have three Hillarys on. How funny is that?
That's so funny. I love it.
Amazing.
So I think that was probably a little bit of a, oh, I see myself in this character. And then
Yeah.
it just went from there. I think Lizzie has so much heart, which is what I love about her. And I think just like everybody, she was so relatable for that time. She didn't fit into any particular clique. She was kind of this outsider, which I think I felt like a lot growing up.
Hmm.
Um, but I just really, really connected to that character, and then later Hillary herself.
Yeah, I think she also has this innate quality, and I talk about it on here a lot too, like same as Jennifer Aniston, where it's like there's a safeness. It's like you feel safe in her, whatever element she in or environment she's created, you feel safe in it, whether you're watching her on TV or watching her perform. Like, and it brings us, I think it also brings us back to a time when we, you know, felt better in this world and more safe in this world. And when she is on television or like I'm playing, I'm like, nothing bad is going to happen to me while I'm listening to Hillary Duff. It's just fact, you know? Like, but I love that. Like, did you find like a lot of comfort in Lizzie growing up?
Absolutely. And now we talk about comfort shows, comfort
Hmm.
watches, comfort movies. And that was not probably a term that was used quite as much at that
Right.
time. But that's how I would classify a lot of the projects that Hillary did growing up.
Hmm.
And I always say about, I'm not to compare women and actors, whatever, but I'm always like, Hilary Duff, Lindsay Lohan, Amanda Bynes, they have these movies, and it's like Jennifer Lawrence doesn't have that. Jennifer Lawrence may have the Academy
Yeah.
Award, but she doesn't have, and again, not to compare, but I just to
No, I
make the
get what you're
comparison.
saying. Like, there's no, like there's a whole like handful of actresses where it's like you just put on their funny, goofy rom-com coming of age movies that like you're so lucky to be you're time stamping somebody's life, you know?
Yes.
And to be a part of that is amazing. I mean, yeah, she has franchises and whatever, but I'm not watching Hunger Games to fall asleep, you know?
Yeah. And if that is your comfort show,
Right.
then power
Right,
to
right, right.
you.
Right.
But
But
yes.
it's funny though because even Jennifer Lawrence in her last Amy Poehler podcast, she said like I would go home and I would try to be Hillary Duff. And I
Yes.
was like, I had this moment. I think because when we love somebody so much and we look up to them so much, we think we're the only person in the world that does. And so to hear somebody like Jennifer Lawrence, like Oscar winner Jennifer Lawrence, who's this roughly the same age as me, was coming home and like practicing being Hillary Duff, I'm like, Hillary doesn't even know that she is that girl. Like,
No.
and I think that's what is also like makes her so amazing still and grounded is because I don't think she ever realizes like, oh, this is what everyone was doing. Everyone literally wanted to be me, you know?
Yeah. No, she doesn't realize it. She's so humble, and that's something we love about her.
Yeah.
And yeah, as far as the comfort watch thing, it 100% was the comfort watch for me. Again, little gay boy growing up in a small like southern. I grew up in southern Middle Tennessee, so I had about
Oh,
an hour south of Nashville. So I was very much, in a world that or in a space that I didn't always understand. I didn't always understand why my personality was so different or why my interests were so different than other boys. And so Hillary, no matter what though, coming back to Lizzie McGuire, coming back to one of her albums, coming back to her music, just was always such a safe place for me. And I, it's really interesting. I haven't honestly like just this era. I felt a little bit more confident in speaking about this, I think. And I wrote a little
mhm.
bit about it in my post on Instagram after the concert. And yeah, I think having grown up in that environment where I wasn't able to always express myself, maybe to the extent I wanted, getting to do that now, getting to be at her concert and scream out lyrics like, I put my makeup on a Saturday night. Like that was a lyric when I was a kid that I remember being told by some adults in my life. It was like, let's not sing that lyric about putting on makeup. You're a boy. And
Mm,
again, and you have to put the context in
yeah,
where I grew up.
right.
But getting to be in a group of people who, a lot of them, it was a very much a gay space that I was in at the LA show.
Yeah.
But just getting to be in a group of people that felt so safe and getting to be there with Hillary was so special. But that same feeling that I felt being in that space is how her movies and her albums and TV shows made me feel as a kid. So
Oh my God,
for
I'm
sure,
getting teary-eyed. I'm getting emotional because
yes,
I
I
love
know.
that you had that experience. And
Yeah,
I
and
just
I've never met Hillary, but that's one thing I think a lot of guys who are in my position tell her when they go up to her. They're like, "You were so helpful for me in my youth as, a closeted kid." And I think that would be 100% what I'd want to tell her and just say like, "You got me through it." Like, sure, a lot of it was resiliency from me, but the rest of it was you.
right,
Like, I
right,
had you to escape to. So,
right, right. And I think that she holds that badge of honor very proudly and takes that serious. And
she
like,
does.
yeah, and that's what I love about her too. Like she knows she like I had just seen her in an interview like as I'm about to cry, like get
Yeah.
emotional because she was like I hate that people are being judged and like not able to just like love who they love and like feel safe in this world and like it makes all of us so sad and like yeah, like it is such it's also just so inspiring like to to see and like seeing her create that space for people and like you getting to scream those lyrics at the top of your lungs in an environment where you're being embraced and where you know that even though you haven't met this woman, she would like protect you with her life. Like that just feels so like and especially in this time that we're in, like it feels like so overwhelmingly joyful and like hopeful when like the I'm so excited for her like world tour in a bigger space and hopefully it'll just amplify that feeling. But there was something really crazy magical about being in that small space with like diehard fans and we're all just like this is our dream night, you know? It was like
Oh
a
yeah.
crazy electric feeling.
Oh yeah. And there was so much like going on, and there is still so much going on in the world, but at that
Mhm.
particular night that I was there, there had been a lot happening, and right before she sang Why Not, she addressed that a little bit and talked about how, this moment can be a little bit of an escape for us, and we do have to find those
Yeah.
times to escape from the craziness happening. So but yeah, overall, Why Not, I feel like after she made that little speech, which was so good, and I think she said something similar in the other shows too, but Why Not, people just went crazy for. It was
Mhm.
almost like she gave us permission to just have so much fun for Why
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah. I always, it's that word permission. And I always love when you have friends or family or an artist that you look up to, actor, whatever it may be, that gives you the permission to be yourself. Like, because they're so authentically themselves. And when they, not that we need anybody's permission, but it's almost like when it's given to you in a really loving way and you can rise up to it, that is such a great feeling. Just
I agree.
incredible.
Yeah.
Um, when it comes to, so what brought you to Tampa from
Yeah,
Nashville?
my profession, I'm a TV producer.
Oh,
And so I
amazing. I
produce,
didn't know
yeah,
that.
I know. So I produce like a local talk show here in Tampa for the NBC affiliate. So I studied mass communications in college and then did TV in Nashville, or went to college near Nashville and Middle Tennessee State. Shout out to MTSU. And then worked in Nashville for a little while on a couple of shows and was a morning news producer there, worked some crazy hours, but really, whew, I mean, learned the ropes at that job. And
Yeah.
then came to Tampa. And it really all happened right around the time that I was doing Deaf Enough. So that was 2020 when I moved to Tampa. It
Uh-huh.
was just a lot of craziness happening between what was going on in the world, my personal life, moving, and then also doing this Deaf Enough podcast, which was doing pretty well. Like I felt like I got to do a lot of
Yeah.
cool things.
Yeah.
So that's what brought me to Tampa, was really a
What
new job. And
what got you, what was like, what was the moment you were like, I want to be in the TV industry somehow, or I want to create?
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I always had quite the affinity for TV and movies,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. And that was, I mean, Hillary took it to another level.
Mm-hmm.
But I would definitely say it started a little more with writing. I was always making up stories as a kid and doing a lot of writing. And so that was what I did well in and exceeded at in school, was always writing. So writing was my first passion. And then eventually I think I got a camera when I was 14, a flip video camera, if you remember
Nice.
those.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And so then I started making YouTube videos. I did broadcast journalism in high school, and then I realized that's what I wanted to do. But I knew that news wasn't going to be my passion. I knew that I was more
Mhm.
entertainment, which is not easy to get into the entertainment side of things.
Mm-mm. Mm.
So I still studied like broadcast journalism and news in college, and I did pretty well at that for sure. And that's what I did professionally for a little while. But then this job in Tampa came around, and it was kind of a combination of everything, and it really worked out. So I've been doing that for almost 6 years, and yeah, we've gotten to do a lot of cool entertainment and lifestyle things. It's not news. It's definitely more of like, think of your entertainment talk show. Think of like Kelly, Regis and Kelly, but now it's Kelly and Mark. Think that
Yeah.
kind of show is what we do.
It's so funny. I'm like, are we the same age? I'm like, you don't look old enough to have been working anywhere for 6 years.
31.
Oh, okay. So oh my God, I'm gonna be 35 this month. Oh my God, today's March 1st. I'm gonna be
Ah,
35. Ugh.
happy
Um,
early birthday.
thank you. So we're not too far off.
No,
What were
I
when
was a
you
younger, sorry, I was a younger Lizzie Hillary fan. I was 6 when Lizzie started. So sometimes I'm
Yeah.
surprised that I got so into that show or watched so much of that show at such a young age, but I did.
But I totally believe it though, because like my nephew is 5 and he just watched a Cinderella story for the first time. And like he's so funny. He calls her Hilary Dolph. Like he can't,
Oh,
he doesn't say Duff, right? Goes, is this from Hilary Dolph? Like it's so cute. He loves her though. He watched the Lizzie McGuire movie with me. Loved it. He loved a Cinderella story. Like was laughing so hard when the girls went through the car wash. So yeah, I think because we didn't have social media when we were little, we don't really know what we were like. We just take our parents' word for it if they even tell us. Where like now I see my nephew who is, 5 and is really into like he also just watched Freaky Friday and thought that was like the funniest movie of his life. And I'm like, were we that like advanced when we were little? And I guess to your point, the answer is yes. Like
I think so.
when you have taste, you have taste, you know?
Yes, exactly. And I think a lot of TV programming got dumbed down after our time as well. I look at
Absolutely.
some of the shows that came out after the generations after Lizzie Raven. Some of those they kept
Hmm.
getting dumbed down a little bit. So
Yeah.
I think we were very
Yeah.
evolved
Well,
in
also,
our
how
watches.
lucky that we just got a show as children where it was a kid being a kid. Between like Lizzie and even Stevens, like I feel like Raven was the first one to be like, oh, but she's also a psychic. And then it became like Hannah Montana, she's also a pop star. Wizards, she's also a wizard, where Lizzie was like, no, this is just a human being having a human experience. And like her specialty is herself, like
Exactly.
and I feel like I couldn't think of a show on television for kids now that has that, where it's not some sort of magical fame tied character. And so
Yeah.
I think we got really lucky with having that.
Totally. Yeah, the gimmick of Lizzie was the animated character, but it still
Yes.
felt so, even with that, it felt very grounded in reality. And I give credit to some of those other shows too. They did a great job of still making relatable characters and storylines and also including a little bit more of a gimmick with,
Right.
Raven being psychic and Miley
Yeah.
being pop star. So, you know, and I always laugh about the Lizzie McGuire movie. I'm like, the show was so rooted in reality, it felt like a lot. And
Yeah.
then they made this
And
movie that's just this total magical adventure that would never happen.
yeah, yeah, that's so funny. But yeah, that's so true. And yeah, the cartoon, especially having her inner monologue be shown is just like it was so clever and so smart. And it's so funny because even like though I'm like imagining like springtime, Lizzie's on, and like all I keep hearing is like the like those little sound effects they would have when they would pan to somebody and they'd make a face. I'm like,
Yeah,
God, like that's all I keep hearing in my head right now. It brings me back to such a specific time. Like it's
yeah.
crazy.
Some of those early episodes, those are the ones that I'll go back to if I'm really wanting, we'll say, a comfort show to look
Yeah.
at. Because those will take me back to the same feeling that I had as a kid for whatever
Uh-huh.
reason. Some of the later ones do too, but for whatever reason, those really early Lizzie episodes, I can watch those and just, I'm transported back in time.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
When it comes to her music, what are because I'm like, her second album that came out, I think I was like 13 or 14. I would quite literally hide away and sing Hideaway like nonstop. And I feel like there's a lot of people like there's a lot of my friends were like like obsessed with Lizzie McGuire and her and but not so much like they don't know a ton of her music. Like I feel like the diehards are like we know her music. And so I want to know like what are some of your favorite like deep cuts of Hillary?
Mm. That's a good question. Yes. So the self-titled album, I joked that that album got me through fourth grade. So that's definitely something I say a lot. But I mean, I have so many favorites from that album.
Hmm.
Shine is my favorite Hillary Duff
Shine.
song.
So good.
I love the song Shine, and that song makes me think of my best friend who we have
Hmm.
been best friends since kindergarten. And we were in the same fourth grade class the year that came out. I hope we get to go to one of the concerts together. We're trying to make that work. But um that's definitely my favorite. I love I Am from that record.
I
Going
Am is
like
such a good song to like do
so
affirmations
good.
to.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
so
And
good.
didn't even realize we were doing it at that age by
Yeah.
singing that song, but that's what we were
Wait,
doing.
can I tell you the funniest story that just dawned on me?
Please.
I was such a lazy student in school. Like, I was the type of kid, like, at recess, like, I would print out lyrics and I would read them at recess. Like, I just wanted to learn songs. I didn't care. And like, literally all of my journals and everything, like my planners, it's all me, like, writing like Avril Lavigne lyrics. Like, I never cared about what was going on in school. And we had to do like a book of poetry in seventh grade. And literally all of it is Hilary Duff's album. I plagiarized the entire
Wow.
thing. And
Amazing.
my dad, I'll never forget I wrote the lyrics to Cry because I was like, fuck, I need to finish this. So I just wrote out the lyrics to Cry. And I was like 13, 14. My dad was like, she should be on Oprah. Like, this is amazing. And I was like, yeah, I'm so talented, but it's just like the lyrics to Hilary Duff.
That's so funny. I would like, I would, whenever we had to do creative writing, and this is going to make me sound like, because I was talking earlier about, oh, I loved making up stories and doing writing. This is going to make me sound like I wasn't very good at it. But I would, I would like take the plot of a Hillary Duff movie and make it my own. I'd be like, I just want to like write that story, but a little different. Let me change the
That's
characters' names.
so funny. You're like,
I
not only did
know.
she get me through life, but like like you said, she got you through the fourth grade. She passed you in school.
She did. She did.
That's so
I remember
funny.
the title of the one that was like a Cinderella story, and this was legitimately for a class assignment. It was like I just called it Like a Fairy Tale. That was that was the name of it. I couldn't come up with anything more creative than that.
I'm
So
obsessed. That's so funny. That is
yeah,
so funny. Well, we did the same thing and we passed. We got good
yeah.
grades.
And we had to write like a we had to do like a nonfiction story at one point too. And I wrote about Hillary. Like I just like wrote a biography on Hillary Duff, of course. So
I love that. Do you remember Ocean Up?
Ocean Up. No, what
It
is
was a
that?
website. And like I would get home from school and go to oceanup.com and it was like it would update you on all things like teeny bopper. And
Oh,
that was
okay.
how I would get my Hillary Duff news. Like it was before social media. It was like on the brink of MySpace coming out. And so that's I would literally but I just love that like again, I think we're the only ones who like really idolize this person. So meeting somebody else who like really did the same things that I did growing up. And I think too, like that's why the people who really know have known me my whole life after being able to go up and do the With Love dance with her, like there's a handful of people who are like, I know so intensely what that moment meant for her that like I can't shut up about it. I'll literally just be sitting here. I'm like, I think I'm gonna watch it, and then I'm just like a little kid watching my phone. I'm like, that's me. That's crazy. Like it's so because we spend so much time when we're little, just like almost escaping whatever's hurting us in that moment with this person. It's nuts, but it's so beautiful, like that we have that.
Yeah. Yeah, that moment was so epic, let me just say. So
Oh, thank
happy
you.
for you. It was everything. But you're
I can.
right. And I've had so many people say, like, oh, you deserve that. Like, you deserved to
Hmm.
go to that concert or whatever. And that's how it is for you. Like, you completely deserved
Oh my
to be
God,
up
thank
there
you.
doing that dance with
Thank
her.
you. Thank
And
you.
not only did you deserve it, but you killed it.
Oh my God,
So,
thank you. When I tell you I was in this living room, like 5, 6, 7, watching this, I was in my shower. I was like practicing every moment of my life. I was like, I cannot screw this up. Like, this is so important. And the moment came and I was so ready and I was so like out of body. And there was literally a moment where I was like, Brittany, lock the fuck in. Cause I was like,
yes.
wake up, like enjoyed this moment. Cause I was like in a bit of a trance for a second there. Um, but yeah, what about Dignity? Dignity, that album I feel like was so ahead of its time.
Yeah, and that was such an interesting time for me because I was probably 11 or 12 when that album came out.
Yeah, because I was
12.
about
Probably 12.
yeah, I was about 16 probably.
Yeah, so I was a little bit younger, and here she was getting a little bit older and her music was starting to be a little more mature.
Yeah.
And then, and I had kind of moved on a little bit. I was really into High School Musical and Hannah Montana, but I never
Mhm.
let go of Hillary. I was still really into her and whatever she was doing. And so when Dignity came out, I went to the store, I got it, I fell in love with it. It didn't matter that it
Mhm.
skewed a little older. I was so into Dignity,
Yeah.
and that album, I just remember, and that came out like the same time as Britney Blackout. And I just remember being in my
Yeah.
bedroom, thinking I was so bad listening to that music. I was like, yes, like I'm such a teenager now, like listening
That's
to Hillary Duff Dignity. So, but my deep cuts from that, I love the song Never Stop, which that
love
was
it.
probably the lightest song on that
Yeah.
album, we'll say. But everything about that album, it's just, I said on Duff Enough that that's the best project of her career.
Yeah.
Might have to revisit that after Luck or something and rethink that. But at the time, it was just,
I just
it
think that
fires
like
on all cylinders.
it does. I think the Dignity album is a perfect pop album. I don't think there's a single song on there that I skip, and I think it feels so like I feel like it could still like if she would have released that album now, it probably would have done just as well as
Yeah.
Luck or Something is doing. Granted, she's in a completely different space, but like as far as like With Love is a perfect song. Um
Yeah.
I Dignity is a great song. No Work All Play, like oh, obsessed with that song. Like there's just so many outside of you. I feel like that was so underrated.
Uh,
Um
and I mean, Gypsy Woman, we can
oh,
discuss that. The
so
name
good.
could maybe not be as appropriate these days,
Right.
but the song
So
is
good.
so good.
That was
So
the
good.
last tour. Did you go to the Dignity tour?
No, no.
'Cause that was the last time I had seen her. And
Okay.
that was just like the time of my life. And actually, it was so like, so my mom was in the hospital over summer, and I found
Mm,
myself being like, I want to feel like a kid again. And I found the Dignity tour on YouTube, and I just would watch it and fall asleep to it at night. And I was like, wow, like she was really that girl. And she still is.
yeah. Dignity was so well thought out. And
Hmm.
I think Hillary has made some comments about not loving herself in that time period or loving the with
Hmm.
love dance or whatever. And I would love to hear more about her thoughts on that, because for me it seemed like, oh, this is when it all came together for her. Like this is
Yeah.
when
Like,
she really took control. But maybe that wasn't so much the case. I don't know.
yeah,
But
it's interesting
yeah,
because the With Love music video, oh my gosh, she looks so hot. She looks so good in it. And like
yeah.
but also I do think, you know, I look at Reach Out and Touch Me. Like that should have been way bigger. That song is so good. The music video is so good. And that was like a little bit right after Dignity, wasn't it?
Yes, it
Yeah.
was. It was. It was during the tour. The tour is still going on, but it came out to go along with her Best of Hillary Duff album. That was, I
Holiday.
feel,
Mm,
yes, oh, Holiday,
best
Holiday.
song.
And I think that was to just finish out her deal with Hollywood Records.
Hmm.
But the interesting thing about Reach Out, that for whatever reason, she had disappeared a little bit, or she had stepped back from the spotlight maybe a little bit. She wasn't as famous, I guess we should say.
Hmm.
And so I think if she had still been as famous, that music video, she would have gotten a lot of heat for that music video. And she
Yeah.
just didn't. It flew under the radar.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes I'm thankful for that, because it could have turned into this whole like, why is Hillary trying to be so grown? What happened?
Yeah.
So, but now I look back at that music video and I'm like, oh my goodness, my girl, she was growing up.
Gosh, and yeah, that was the days I miss of ticket buying because I could go. My mom went to Smith's, I think, and got concert tickets. Like that was how long ago this was. Like,
Wow.
and now you have to fight for your life to get these tickets. I think I texted you, and then I don't, I don't know his actual first name, the movie poster guy. We
Oh,
follow
Neems.
Memes. We follow each other now. You texted you and him. I was like, I didn't get tickets. I don't know what to do for her world tour. And then literally my one of my best friends, I was in the queue before her, and she was just like doing it like half-assed on her computer and she got through. And by the time she got through and got the tickets, I still had like 400 people in front of me. Like I have no Ticketmaster luck. It's gone.
It was
It was a
horrible.
nightmare. Like I
It
kept
was.
clicking the tickets, adding them to my cart, and then the screen would go blank. And I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Oof,
Well, the Small Rooms Big Nurse tour, that was, I mean, that was the
bloodbath.
most devastating day. I actually didn't get tickets originally, and then thankfully, Nico, another Hillary fan, shout out, he got tickets for both New York and LA, and
Amazing.
then sold me the LA tickets.
Oh my
So
gosh,
that's how I got to
amazing.
go. Yeah, that's how I got to go see that show. But then even the Lucky Me tour, it was not easy. Like I
Mm-mm.
first round for Tampa, I did not get VIP.
Mm-hmm.
Those so not didn't I had a little bit of luck there. I got pretty good seats, but then second round I went for Nashville, didn't get anything for that one. And then I got West Palm Beach. Got pretty lucky because they added a West Palm Beach show, and that's
Oh,
probably the only reason
nice.
I got it was because it was the second show that they were adding for West Palm Beach.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, so you haven't met her, but you've had interactions with her.
not really. No. I mean, she has liked and commented on a couple of Duff Enough posts, but no.
Yeah.
It's funny though. I'm always 2 degrees from Hillary. Like I've met Haley, which, okay. And now I met Susan Duff at the Small Rooms
Oh,
Big
that's right.
Nurse
I saw that.
tour. Yeah. And then the show that I work on, we've interviewed so many of her co-stars. We interviewed a lot of them were remote, like satellite interviews on their press junkets that they would do. But like we interviewed Molly Bernard
Cute.
and for the last season of Younger. And
Hmm.
at that time, the host of the show, like they were like, "Hey, our producer, he does this podcast, Hillary, Duff Enough, tell Hillary." And but so many of her co-stars. Most recently, we had the dad from Agent Cody Banks, Daniel Roebuck, was in Tampa
Uh-huh.
promoting a movie.
Yeah.
So I interviewed Hallie Todd for a movie that she was doing.
Oh.
That was Zoom,
Uh-huh.
but that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So just different, I've had different interactions with Hillary adjacent people,
It's
but
getting
never
there.
Hillary.
It's
Yes,
getting there. It's getting there. I know.
it'll happen when it's
Yeah.
supposed to happen.
Well, exactly. Like that's literally how I look at like because I mean I met her during the breathe in breathe out era when she like did like a small little listening party and it was like amazing, but like I feel like that was a time in my life I didn't really know who I was, and like I did have an amazing interaction with her and it was so nice.
Please tell me
But
more
now,
though.
oh my gosh, so it was like this weird email that I got, and it was like, "Hey, we're inviting 25 people to come listen to Hillary Duff's new album." And so it was like, "Okay." And I just like didn't think anything of it. Like I didn't think she'd be there, nothing. And I had already like I don't know, I feel like yours would be. That's what I was telling her at the end of the video on stage is that my name is in the breathe in, breathe out booklet because I was like one of the first people. Is yours in there?
It is, yes.
Yes. I
Yes.
was like, I feel like it's gotta be. So I love that. Oh my God. See, like 10 years ago, if you would have told me I'd be talking to somebody who like also had their name in there, I'd be like, that's such a niche thing, you know? Like that's so awesome that it connected us like this.
Yeah.
Um, but so it was like we're in the recording studio, like, listening to the album, and then on the very last song, picture this, she comes walking in, and I'm not kidding you. Everybody else is sitting. I stood up like at attention. I just like feel my body like floating up because I was like, the queen is here. Like, why are we all sitting down? And so she was like, you guys didn't think I wouldn't come. And I was like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
And when everybody is like in a line, she's like, you guys want to take some pictures? Like she talked a little about the album, and I was the very last person to take a picture with her. And she goes, wait, I know you. And I was like, what? Like soul is leaving my body. And we actually have a mutual friend, and my mutual friend I would like write Hillary a birthday card and I'd give it to her to give to her. And she was like, oh
Aw.
my God, you're Kristen's friend. And so it was like we finally got to meet, and it was just like such a sweet moment. But I was so like out of body and not like I was so just like shook.
Yeah.
And I was coming from a place of like, oh my God, this is like I'm just such a fan. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But she was so, so nice. But like all that to say, like now having the experience I had with her, it was like I was in my body. I am a grown adult now. I'm confident where I got to like really enjoy a moment with her as opposed to be like so shook. Even though now watching that video back, I'm like, what? That's real? That's crazy.
I know. Yeah. Well, I love that story and I love that for you.
Oh my gosh,
I,
thank you. We're manifesting it happening for you. It's going to happen. It's
yes.
bound to happen.
Someday, the moment will be right. I feel like what happened with you there, where you were out of body and then this time you got to enjoy it. I feel like that's going to be me on the Lucky Me tour because, I mean, Small Rooms, Big Nerves was amazing, but
Hmm.
that was only the second time I've ever seen her in real life because I never went to a concert before then.
Oh.
And so the first time I saw her was at the D23 Expo when she came out for Lizzie. So this was only the second time, and I think I was having such an out of body moment. And it almost felt like, oh, I'm not even worthy to look at her. Like, this is too much.
Oh my gosh.
So I do have very great memories from that concert experience, but it feels so much like a dream, as we were saying at the top,
Yeah. Like
that I need another chance to take it all
yeah,
in.
it's almost like I was so incredibly present for it
Mm,
because and that almost leaves you in like a dreamlike state because and you don't I feel like there's like half of the concert I don't remember. I was like blacked out so happy.
yeah, yeah. I was getting transported back to any time that whatever the music meant to me as a kid or growing up, or
Yes.
even I was getting transported. Even Breathe In, Breathe Out songs, it was taking me back to that moment in my life every time that it was happening. So that's kind of what was going on for me, for
Yeah.
sure.
I was tell
But for
I
whatever
was
reason, it was dreamlike.
yeah, I was telling a couple of my friends like and I'll get emotional thinking about it. When she first came out and is singing Wake Up, like especially now, like, I've dreamed of living in LA my whole life and like pursuing a career out here. And so whenever I drive past Hollywood and Vine, I still think of how I was like just a kid in my room singing Wake Up and like maybe Hollywood and Vine, or even like You'll Never Get to Heaven or even to LA. Like those lyrics, it's like I really took those to heart when I was younger.
Yeah,
And so there was a moment when she's singing in Wake Up, and I just like it was almost like I could see my reflection, but it was like a 13-year-old girl. And I was just sitting there like in awe and just like, whoa, like my worlds are like colliding right now. And I just felt like, oh, I'm really honoring this 13-year-old girl right now. And it feels so good.
I love that. I love
Ugh,
that.
so fun. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's talk about luck or something.
Okay, let's do it.
What songs are your favorite?
Yeah, what do you want to know? Okay, my favorite song is Tell Me That Won't Happen. And mind you, we're only, what, a week, a little over a week
Yeah.
of this record being
It
in our
has a
lives.
1975 vibe to it.
Okay, yeah, I would
I
say
feel
that.
I feel like it has a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I do
That's
like
my
that song
favorite
a lot.
song. Yeah, and that it's definitely changed. I mean, when I first listened through the album Future Trippin', which I had already
Mm,
heard at the concert,
mm-hmm.
but that for me was it because one of the things that when I think of a Hillary Duff song, I think of a song or one of her singles, one of her hits. I think of a song that just has such replay value and just has,
Mm-hmm.
that has crack in it where you just
Yeah,
cannot stop listening to it.
that song
And so,
definitely has crack in it.
oh yes, that song does. And that's kind of what I'm not going to say I was waiting for that, but with Mature and Roommates, I love those songs so much, but I didn't necessarily feel that with those two. So I was wondering, okay, are we going to get those kind of songs on the album? And then when I heard her do Future Trippin' and Weather for Tennis on tour,
Mm,
I was like, oh, okay, so we are going to get some of those songs. And
yeah.
then, hearing the studio version, I was just blown away. So Future Trippin' is definitely number two. And then number three might be Growing Up because that
So,
song speaks the most to me and where I'm
mm-hmm.
at in my life right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Well, here's the thing. When both times when I heard Mature and Roommates, I think when Mature came out, there was like 2 days where it was the only song I listened to.
Oh,
Like
yeah, it
I
was on
was just
repeat.
yeah, it's so and like Roommates, like I was just like it was like a vocal like spaz. Like my girlfriend, I would just look at her and be like, I only want the beginning, I don't want the end. And then I just walk away. Like I couldn't
Yes.
stop doing that. Future Tripping is definitely number one. I like We Don't Talk a lot. I like the way her
Okay.
voice, I think her voice sounds so good on that song. Like when
Yeah.
she gets into a lower register, I think she sounds just so beautiful.
That is
It's
one of the reasons why Dignity is so good to me.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like because with love, it's very like I don't mind you telling me. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
that little sultry that she gets. I love it. Um and then I like Holiday Party. It gets stuck in my head so often.
Holiday Party is that girl. Like that is
Yeah.
such a sexy song, but then
Yeah.
you look at the lyrics and you're like, "Oh, but wait, she's singing about
Sad.
her man cheating on her."
Yeah.
So,
I do love really sad lyrics to high pop production. That's like
I do too.
medicine. It's so good.
Yeah. Do you agree with what I said, or do you hear what I was saying about the maybe Mature and Roommates not having the same kind of crack as Future Trippin' or Weather for Tennis,
I
which are
think,
a little more, they're more bubblegum pop, a
yeah,
little
the
bit.
bubblegum pop definitely is stickier for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I, um, there's
But I'm
just
glad she didn't do a bubblegum pop record. I don't want to,
same.
I want to make
This
sure
is
people
like
know
a
that.
such a good combo. It's such a good combo. And it is so different. Like every song sounds very different. It's not,
Yeah,
it's very cohesive, but it doesn't feel like you're just listening to the same song over and over again. Like
right.
I do think, and I think too, like the authenticity is so there, and she had something to say, and she waited until she knew how to articulate it to put it out. And I just think, I think it's so funny to like say that you're proud of somebody that is not like your close enough, like personal close friend, but like we were talking about how our record sales are doing so well, and like to not be touring like on a full tour, to not have come out with music in over a decade, and to not have performed live in 18 years, to sell 83,000 pure copies in today's day and age of streaming, and it is just so massive and like a testament to like, you know, she knew herself well enough to meet the moment and put out at the right time and just real authenticity. And I'm so happy for her that she's getting her flowers, because she's I never understood why anything from Breathe In Breathe Out didn't get radio play. Like that there were hit after hit after hit on that album. It was so good. And I don't know if it was the rollout or what, but like this album rollout, give them all a raise. All the
Oh
social
my gosh.
media, all of it. I'm like the nostalgia mixed with like her being like sexy and like a little like a hint of like she's got like some feist in her, and it's like, ooh, yes. It's so great.
Yes.
It's also good.
Shout out to Atlantic Records and
Hmm.
Justin and everyone who
Hmm.
really made this album rollout happen, because truly so flawless on so many levels. Sure, there are a few things here and there I might have done a little differently, just to, and the auto pin situation. I mean, that is our Sparks Tinder ad of this era, to be
Not,
honest.
not the Tinder ad. Oh my God, that's so
Yes.
specific. I
Yeah.
don't know much about the auto pen, but like for me, my 2 cents on it is like, yeah, like if you paid for something and it's not, if it's falsely advertised, fine. But at the end of the day, am I gonna go online and be like, I'm returning my CD and I'm not a Hillary Duff fan anymore because it was like a stamped autograph? Like, no, I'm not,
Yeah, no.
you know?
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. And I
Yeah.
think that's mostly like casual fans who are doing that anyway.
Right. Right.
I think what I would say about this whole era, and I've been making notes for the podcast episode that I'm doing, so a lot of this is has been thought through of what I want to say, but and kind of jumping off what you were saying, she met her fans where we are at, and for a
Hmm.
lot of us. But this to me has felt like the girl that we grew up with grew up too, and we get to meet her where she's at. She gets to meet us where we're at. I also feel like there were a lot of questions as to how Hilary Duff was going to make an album, a pop dancey. Maybe people thought it would be dancey, but how is Hilary Duff going to make young, fun pop music that we know her for,
Hmm.
as now a woman in her late 30s who's a mom, a wife? How is that going to happen? And this is exactly how it was supposed to be. She
Hmm.
really met the moment and delivered something truly special. I think that I was maybe expecting an album that was going to be a little bit focused on the love story of her and Matthew. That's kind of what I
Yeah,
thought. I
and it's
thought,
not,
yeah, for years I
which is
thought, oh,
crazy.
I know. I was like, I really want that album, because we
Hmm.
Breathe In, Breathe Out, I try to think, or I kind of think of as like her divorce album in a lot of
Right.
ways, and told that story. And to side note, to go off like why it didn't do as well, you were asking that. For sure it was the rollout, but also the nostalgia factor just wasn't at play
Right.
yet. That was definitely a
Yeah.
big part of that. I think that's this time around it is, which helps. But she's been able to, I think, put out something that goes past the nostalgia a little bit. But I thought this album was going to be about the love story for her and Matthew. But I think what it is instead is it's an album about her insecurities in a lot of ways,
Hmm.
and her biggest insecurity, she is so in love with Matthew that her biggest insecurity is she's going to lose him. And whether
Yeah.
that be from him having a midlife crisis, or him, cheating on her, or both of them mutually just falling out of love and wanting
Hmm.
something new, like that is where she is at in her love story, or has been in the past 10 years. We don't exactly know if this is, a lot of this is reflecting on other times, but then it
Hmm.
goes into some of her other fears and insecurities too, with her family. And so this is a very melancholy album. It's not a happy bright album, and that's perfectly okay. It is set to, a lot of the songs are set to these very upbeat pop beats and,
Hmm.
and synths and sounds, and that's all great. So
I mean, this
I think
album,
this
I
is
think
it.
that's,
Like,
yeah, I think that's why I love it so much because I feel like that's me. Like, I present, and for the most part, I am just really goofy, happy, poppy, like girly, but my head is so dark and twisty. So it kind of
yeah,
like, I feel like this album really wraps me up where I'm like, I. I'm shaking my ass, but let me tell you, it's to the saddest song ever, you
yes,
know?
yeah.
So
And Future
I
Trippin' is the perfect example of
yes.
that.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
the I'm a victim of prediction. Like that whole line is just like, "Ooh, girl." Like,
yes.
yeah, I think you're so right. Well, so okay, you fizzled out your podcast and are you bringing it back or are you just coming back for a one-off episode? Like I am so interested
Good
because
question.
yeah.
It's definitely intended to just be one special episode
Okay.
reviewing Luck or something. I
Okay.
think that I think that I'm in a better place to just do more like Hillary content when I have time on the side than to try to
Hmm.
commit to a full podcast again. But all the old episodes are still up for anyone who missed them the first time around, and a lot of them are outdated at this point. Obviously, when we're talking about how much we love Hillary and Haley, it's like, well, that's a little awkward now. But they're still fun to go back and listen to those episodes. I personally don't go back and revisit them very often or at all, but anyone who missed them the first time around is welcome to go back and check them
Yeah.
out.
Now, because you love television and you're producing, what is stopping you from coming to Los Angeles?
I know, right? I don't know. I
Granted, there's
haven't.
not a whole lot of work out here right now. You're probably
Well,
better off.
that's true. Well, I
Yeah.
went. This was my second time going to LA for the Big Nerves,
Hmm.
Small Nerves, Big Nerves tour, and that was actually, I got to do a lot of more just exploring. Well, I was only there for like 72 hours, but I did get to do a little bit more exploring and sightseeing, and so that was really fun. And so it definitely like inspired me for sure to want to dream about that. I think
Hmm.
I'm such a big like Disney fan, like Walt
Uh,
Disney World. That listen, I'm worse than a Disney adult. I'm a Disney gay, okay, which is worse, I have to say. Now, obviously, there's Disneyland, so that's
yeah.
always a thing
Yeah.
too. But Disney World really has my heart in a lot of ways. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm at right now in life. Who knows? Down the road, I might be more like, okay, let me get out to LA and do the Disneyland thing. And I mean, there are days where I can't stand living in Florida though. So you never know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, wait, this was so fun. I'm so glad we finally got to chat and meet. And obviously, we'll keep in touch. And I mean, we'll talk about all things Hillary, but like, I absolutely adore you. And it felt so nice to talk to somebody for the last hour who like really gets it, like
Absolutely.
really gets it. Cause I feel like Like so many people when they see Hillary Duff stuff or news, they're like, "Wait, did you know about this?" I'm like, "Girl," or they're like when like there's the drama on the internet, like, "Wait, what happened with Mom Group and what happened with her sister?" Like people are like asking me as if like I'm her, like I her life coach and I know all about it, but I'm like, "But I do,"
Yes, I
which I'm sure
know.
you get also all the
Yes.
time.
Yeah, people tell me stuff. And it's like, yeah, no, I knew about that, but thanks for telling me. Like,
But
I
thank
love it. I love that
you.
you think about me and associate me with her. That's a huge
Yeah.
honor.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So when do you see her?
June. So I'm going to the opening night, June 21st in West
Nice.
Palm Beach, and then Tampa, June 23rd, and then Nashville, July 29th or 30th or something.
You literally lucked out getting tickets to all the shows. Amazing.
I know. Well, one of my friends got the Nashville one, so I didn't
Okay.
get lucky on Nashville, but West Palm and Tampa I got lucky for.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm so excited. It's gonna be a
Me
fun
too.
summer. It's gonna be a
When are you
fun summer.
going?
July 9th.
Okay.
July 9th. It's gonna be a hot one. The World Cup is gonna be here at the same time. It's gonna be a zoo down there. But anything for Hillary.
Yeah, I agree.
It
Anything
was
for my
funny
girl.
because like I at first I was like I couldn't get the tickets and my friend was able to. And my family was like, Brittany, you're never going to be able to top what you just went through. And I'm like, yeah, but like if I will feel like a Cinderella story. Like if everybody that I know in LA is like at her concert and I'm just sitting at home and I'm not there, I'm going to be so depressed. Like
Right. That's how I feel. This is my Eras tour, you know? So,
honestly, it is truly just like I said, it's like being in a pink fluffy cloud. It's such an amazing environment. It's so fun. Everyone was so kind and so nice at the show, in the comments afterwards, after the show. Like it was just it's been really, really amazing to see the environment she creates. And I hope that she knows. And I hope, somehow this interview will get to her and she gets to hear how you feel because we need to manifest you meeting her. It's time.
one day, one day. Oh, and listen, if she ever wanted to do an interview for Duff Enough, that would be another episode that I would do. So,
Oh
of
my God.
course,
Oh
the
my gosh.
door
So
is
it
always
happened.
open.
You were the one who posted about Station Head. And so she answered one of your questions and she I was like, "Oh, I have to do this." I copied you. And she answered one of mine and I was like, "I'm getting her on this podcast." Like I don't care what it takes because it was like obviously we have what it takes for her to answer our questions. She should sit down.
I agree. She should do a fan podcast.
She really
She should.
should. She should. And
Yeah.
her CBS Mornings interview has been one of my favorite interviews I've ever seen.
Best. The best.
Like ever
Yeah.
out of anybody because I love watching interviews of actresses and musicians that I really love. Like I love hearing what they have to say. And I just thought one that interviewer was incredible, like such
Yep.
great questions, but her answers were so thoughtful and she felt so strong in her responses and like ownership of who she was and what she meant. And it was one of my favorite interviews I ever saw. It was so
Yeah, I
good.
agree. I agree.
So good.
She was prepared for it. She knew that that was
Hmm.
not going to be a fluff interview. Like, no,
Right.
this is CBS News. Like, we're
Yeah.
doing a real interview. We're going to address this, this, and this, and I need to be prepared. And she certainly was. And it was
Yeah.
like that was so good.
Yeah,
Ugh.
and I think it also is like, like we were saying about this album, like I think she's at a place in her life where she's honoring the younger her with the nostalgia, but also taking ownership and confident in who she is now. And I think that's the place we are all in
Mm-hmm.
and honoring. Like all of us are in our 30s and honoring our younger selves by doing what we want to do and owning who we are finally, like the
Yeah.
permission to do it.
Yeah.
So
And
it's just
how
what a fun time.
yeah. And just as I know we're wrapping up here, but how inspiring is it for you to see her come back and do this? Because you're
Hmm.
asking about like, well, why, would you want to move to LA or something? It's like seeing her do something like this does encourage me to keep dreaming and keep
Hmm.
following, dreams of mine. For her to take that much time off and be able to come back and do this so confidently
Hmm.
and to be as good as she is at this, it's like, okay, Hillary, like
Yeah.
you are continuing, you inspired me as a kid and you are still inspiring me to this day. It's just
Hmm.
incredible. I love
Yeah,
it.
I love it. And it's showing women too, like you can pause and start a family and have children and get married and come back and still like, kick ass at your career no matter what it
Mm-hmm.
is.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
don't have to stop. Okay, Whit, thank you so much. This was
Thank
so
you.
fun. I can't wait to continue to talk to you and stay in touch. And next time you're in LA, please hit me up and we will go to Hollywood and
Okay,
Vine.
we'll do it. Thank you so much.
So nice meeting you.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.